Good morning, Regency residents. It's good to be back with you. We're standing up on the 4th floor in the north building. This is the R wing. This is the source of the fire. This is Gary Avery, who is our Regional Director of Maintenance. He's joining me. We thought you might enjoy having a little bit more information about the source of the fire, how it got started. We're actually going to take you into that room and show you what happened. So we're going to walk down the hallway to this apartment. All right, we're actually outside the apartment where the fire started. That was our electrician you just saw walking through. They're checking now to make sure that it's safe to turn the power back on in this unit. We're going to walk inside and actually find the source of the problem. So this is the study in a 2-bedroom apartment. This is where the fire started. Look at how fire actually moved across the room. It started on the floor, rose up the wall. You can see the discoloration from the heat. It collected at the top of the ceiling. And so when you hear fire experts say, in the case of a fire, you need to stay low, this is what they're talking about. You can see where the heat and the flames and the smoke were. It was at the top of the ceiling and the walls. And as you look down at the base of the walls, you can see there's less damage. So we've always heard about that in fire. Here's just a great illustration of how that actually works.
So as you can tell, looking at this back wall back here, there's an electrical outlet back here. And this bed was pushed up against the electrical outlet, and appears that that was the source of the starting of the fire, which sparked this bed that you can see the corner of it right here is all damaged. And then it spread up the wall, caught the TV on fire. This sprinkler that is here in this room was triggered, which started the flow of water. The sprinkler head that is out in the hallway also went off due to the heat at the ceiling. These are quick response heads, so it didn't take a whole lot of temperature rise to get those sprinkler heads to pop and come on. As you can tell by the amount of water throughout the halls, that we had a lot of water. So you might ask yourself, what are we doing to get all the moisture out of this building? So one of the things that we are doing is we are dehumidifying. If you look down here, this is a dehumidifier. This actually removes the humidity from the environment. It'll actually pull it out of the substrate and dry the substrate. So it'll dry the drywall, it'll dry the flooring, it'll dry the ceilings. So this will run for several days, along with the other pieces of equipment that are in the building. We have roughly 90 pieces of equipment running right now, and there's actually more on the way. The more pieces of equipment that we can run simultaneously, and the faster that we can dry this environment out, the less damage that we'll have to the walls and ceilings. So the key is getting the moisture pulled out as quickly as possible. So that's what we're doing by having these pieces of equipment in place. So one of the additional things that we'll be doing once we've started the dehumidification process is we will do what's called moisture mapping. We have pieces of equipment that can actually read the moisture within a wall. As you can see by the damage to this wall up here, where the substrate has started to peel away, that's wet, and that's what's caused that. So what we can do is we will go through every room that was affected and we'll take a moisture reading, and we'll know at what extent that the water is in that substrate. Some of those rooms we'll have to remove drywall to dry it out, put new drywall in, and do that to repair it that way. Other areas, depending on what the moisture says, we can dry it out with the dehumidifier and repaint. We'll be in good shape. We'll be able to go. We can get the resident moved in back quickly. So those are some of the steps that we'll be taking to ensure that everything is safe before we move anyone back into the building.
All right, so thank you, Gary, for sharing that expertise with us. Hope you got some good information about the source of this fire. and we'll continue to provide you updates throughout the day. So stay tuned and talk to you later.